So without such a solution, there will be no end to the conflict. With such a solution, there is possibility of ending the conflict. Now, the situation today. We're talking, of course, 5 years after the signing, the ceremony of the Geneva Initiative. And on both sides, we continue to believe that we will continue to promote it because we don't find a better solution until now. And we, the signatories to that initiative, are more than happy if somebody would, or if governments produce a better solution, to support it. Because we are looking for a solution, not for what we did. But until today, and all through the last 5 years of an attempt to explain it, I'm talking about the Palestinian side because I do a lot on this endeavor. We go around communities, whether in Jerusalem or beyond, in the West Bank, previously in Gaza. Not very lucky these days. Probably there are new attempts in Gaza now, but at least all the attempts was to make sure that people understand and people in the end accept. Now, if we take the idea or the solution for the refugees, it is mostly accepted. The bigger majority of acceptance is within the refugee community. And when it comes to Jerusalem, the greater acceptance, the majority is with Jerusalemites. Because what we try to cater for is the attempt to, first of all, seriously find an end to the conflict and not create the possibilities for the next 100 years conflict, as Danny just said. If we want to move away from the national attempt to find a solution, to go into the religious dimension of a conflict, it will definitely take us the next 100 years, definitely. I can say for the last 2,000 years, people had attempted to find a solution with this religious conflicts, and they did not. They tried to live next to each other, but they have not been able. So if we want to push the issue again for the next 100 or more years, we will go into this religious aspect of the conflict. It is time, and the possibility is to make sure that we solve it along national lines, the national aspirations of both Palestinians and Israelis, the Palestinian people and the Israeli people, the Arabs and the Jews, that their national aspirations is expressed in their two national states, with Jerusalem pivotal as it is the capital for the two states. And all attempts until now to deviate from that, all attempts to try and suffocate Jerusalem, to try to push away Palestinian Jerusalemites from East Jerusalem, or make life unlivable for them so that they would move out, have only turned East Jerusalem into almost a slum. And I can guarantee you that Palestinians who mostly try to live in the old city, they can live 10 people to a room. They don't mind. They overcrowd the place, but they want to be living the nearest possible to the mosque or to the church or to whatever sacred place to them. In the same manner, of course, Jews have attempted. There is the Jewish quarter where it is being filled out. And that's where, until now, the attempts to implement the policy of 30% Palestinian and 70% Jewish, if you look at it in the old city, the attempt has failed. The Israeli policy attempt has failed. In the old city, it is at least 70%, if not more, Palestinian, and less than 30% Jewish. Now, The fight can continue about Bet Hanina and Kiryat Yovel and different neighborhoods, but the solution that would have to be looked seriously into is the division there, and the unity is at a later stage. Because in the end, there will always be one city. All attempts to make it more than one city have so far failed. What we are trying to find is a solution to a national conflict that in the long run, even what we call historical, our historical land, whatever name is given to it, is so tiny in this world that we live in. In the end, people will have to get together. And Jerusalemites, on both sides, have always proven to want to be together. Probably the attempt has always been coupled with an attempt to dominate. But the solution have shown us that we put away the attempt to dominate, and people of Jerusalem, Jerusalemites, Jews, Christians, Muslims, Palestinians, Israelis, can easily live together. From that angle, I think that to disregard Jerusalem and to think that in Annapolis we can talk, we can divide the land, we can talk about the possibility of 90% attempt to a solution, but we will leave Jerusalem out. This also has failed. Maybe now Olmert can speak more openly now that he's approaching to leave the main seat of leadership. Maybe he will even speak clearer after he leaves that seat. But we need people, while they are still in the seat, while they are still in power, be it on the Palestinian side, Abu Mazen, now, on the Israeli side, Olmert today, whoever will be elected tomorrow, be it Tzipi Livni or Benjamin Netanyahu or Ehud Barak. I can think of these three names, I don't know who else might win. Or be it Barack Obama. And whoever is advising Obama or the United States to think of solving the issues in Iraq, in Afghanistan, and leave away the conflict here, I would like to advise them that they are only aggravating the situation that they are trying to solve in Iraq, in Afghanistan, in Iran, in the whole Middle East. The solution starts in the Middle East. The solution is in the heart of the Middle East, historical Palestine for me. The solution is in the heart of this historical Palestine, in Jerusalem, the center. And that's where any serious attempt towards finding a solution should begin. And once it begins there, it definitely will end with an end of conflict. Thank you.